back to part 2 where I show you some more ephemera slash embellishments that I'm going to be making with this freebie, which is available on my coffee shop. So the piece that I'm going to use is this piece here, which is this floral rose picture. So let's move those out the way. And I've got a piece of scrap printed paper here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue around 3 sides. And all of these projects are quite quick because I'm not one for faffing on too much and going on, you know, ultra decorated. And the other thing that I like to do as well is I like to get the base of things made, and then I can decorate further once it comes time to put it in the actual journal itself, because then I know exactly what colourways I'm going to be using and what extra decorations are going to be needed. So I like to get loads of base items made, if you like. And then I'm going to cut this out following the shape of the image. And I've now got, if I've glued it up right, because that's always a possibility that I've done that wrong. So I've now got a top opening section up there, okay? But the other thing that I'm going to do, if I can find my little, there we go, so my little credit cardy thing, which has got 2 different angles on it, and I'm going to use the shorter angle. I'm going to make this into a tag pocket. So I could have just left it as it was, but I just like the fact of making it into a tag. Makes it a little bit more of an interesting pocket. So now I've got a wider opening pocket there. Ooh, bounce back shut. There we go. So we've got a wider opening pocket there now, and then I can punch a hole in it and add some extra eyelash trim or ribbons and things onto that. But it also makes a nice little storage pocket. So that's a really easy thing to do. So that's that one done. The next one that I want to do, and in fact I'm going to show you on the kit itself first, or on the page. So as you can see, it's got this border which is surrounding it in between each of the individual segments. So what I did was I cut it out straight across there. In fact, let's just do it. So I cut it out across there. And I cut it up there. And then I cut it across the top. So that I've now got this extra border here, here, and across the bottom there. I then printed a second page off, and I fussy cut around this centre rose here so that I'd got this extra piece here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold, crease and fold those 3 sides there. Spin it round. And one along the bottom. And then I can fold those edges over. Open those 2 side ones up and then fold the bottom one up. so the bottom one's only real tiny. But having the folds on the pocket just makes it able to hold a little bit more and doesn't hold it too close to the page. Okay, so there's the front. Turn it over to the back, and then along this bottom fold here I'm just going to snip in and taper to that corner, and then I'm going to turn it on its side and do the same again, taper into the corner and taper the top, turn it round, taper the top, taper at the bottom, fold the bottom one up, and then fold the side one in and fold the side one in, so that it looks like that. Okay, so I could put a little dot of glue on this bottom bit here to hold that side flap over, and the same on this side to hold that side flap over, and then I'd put glue on the flaps when it comes to adding it to my page. Now, whilst it looks pretty enough as it is, I wanted a little bit of extra dimension to it, so that's why I just carefully cut around this same image here, and I'm going to pop it up on some foam. Now this is going to take me a little while because I've got lots of fussy little intricate bits, so I'm going to go off and go and do this, and then I'll be back in a bit once I've done all of that. So I've added all my foam dots and foam tape on the back. Now on the square pads, the little tiny square pads, I've added a little dot of glue on there as well, because God knows how long they've been sat in my little pot over yonder, and so they might have lost their sticky a bit. So to just give it a little bit of extra support, I have just put a little tiny dot of glue on, and then I can sit that directly on top of the existing pattern, and now it makes that pocket a little bit more three-dimensional and not quite so flat, and just adds that little bit of extra interest as well. So again, I can decorate that up further when it comes to putting it, deciding what journal it's going to go in, and then I can add some more bits and pieces to it as well. But that's another item now made. For this next piece, I want to make a paper bag, and I want to use this image here. So again, what I've done is I did the same as when I cut out the big rows, is the border piece here and the border piece here I've left on the side of the image and folded those to the back, but I tapered off the top and the bottom of each side so that they, when they tuck back, they're not going to be visible, and that's going to go on the front of my bag. Now my bag I've made myself, so it was just a piece of background paper that I printed off, and I folded the side round to the back so that they overlapped, and then I folded up the bottom, and when I folded up the bottom I had a crease all along here, so I just cut out this little piece here and tapered off these corners. So then I've got my paper bag made up, and then that is going to stick on the top there. So I just want to ink this edge up. So that's ready to go, and then I'll glue the paper bag down in place. So a little line of glue along there, but not so close to the edge that it bulges out onto the inside of the paper bag, and then you can't access it. And then a little line of glue down the edge there. Fold them together. And then a line of glue across this bottom flap, and fold that up. Now the other thing that I want to do is I don't want it as a square top, so I want this rounded. So pencil, I'm just using this tape as a guide. I'm going to line the edge of the curve up with the edge of the side here and also with the top, and then I'll just lightly draw with a pencil. And then I'm going to do the same on this corner as well. There we go. And then I'm going to use my posh pink and sheery things. I'm just going to cut on that line. We've got a little bit more of an interesting bag shape. You can see there, look. Ink the edges of that up. And you can make your paper bag to whatever size you want. I just use the whole sheet of A4 paper. And then with that, I'm just going to put some glue on those tabs, which are folded round to the back. And stick that on the front of my bag. So it now acts as a little bit of a belly band so that I can put some things behind there. And then I can decorate this up further. Can you hear that scratching in the background? That's the dog. He's just fluffing up his cushion. Oh, in fact, I've got these little posies of flowers. So I could put one of those on. Could put a butterfly on. I like the butterfly. Maybe a little selection of flowers down there. I'm going to use my Stays On Dove Grey and a text stamp. Just test it on a scrap first. Yeah. So there's a little bit of texture there. And then I've got my ribbon punch. And just through this top bit here. Not through both sides, just through the top bit. Get rid of that now. Some peachy seam binding. Here we go, and then I can just add a little something behind that belly band, and then I've got the pocket to be able to add things inside of it. So that's another one done. For my final piece from this freebie, I want to decorate a front of one of these envelopes. I've got loads of these lovely pearlescent envelopes, and I want to use this image here. So from some painted papers that I'd made in a previous video, I've split mine into colourways, and I had a quick look through, and I think either one of those two. Let's have a look. So either a greeny coloured one, right, so I think either that one, yeah, I think that one, because it's subtle. Let's make sure, yeah, that one. And so I'm just going to glue this onto the paper, and I'm going to glue it on at a slightly jaunty angle, because we just love a bit of a jaunty angle, so that we've got a little bit of text, a little bit of that lovely background. Stick that on there. And just use my rule to just rip a little bit of a jagged edge off. Just about the right size. Okay, I'm not going to ink the edges up. Now the other thing I thought about adding on here was a cluster. Again, these are ones that I've made previously. So I've picked a few out already. No, not right. Possible. Yeah, I thought as much. This is the one that I think I want on here, but this graph paper bit's too big, so I'm just going to rip that back. And then put those on there. Yeah. What I might do actually is I might stick this piece on around 3 sides so it leaves a secret little pocket in there, because we love a little bit of a secret pocket. So and I might even add some faux stitching around that. put some glue on the back of that. There we go. And that makes a pretty little front of an envelope. I think I might do some faux stitching on here. There we go. Yeah, quite happy with that. So let me just clear my decks up and we'll do a conclusion. So some more made items from the freebie. So we've made the little belly band pouch pocket. We've made the 3-dimensional pocket that can be stuck into the journal. We've made a pocket tag that opens up in there, and then we've made the decorated envelope. So all together, let's see how many we made all together. And I'm going to store them in this glassine bag to keep them all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 pieces, and I printed the design out 3 times, and I've still got little bits and pieces left over that I could do some more with as well. So there's 14 pieces there, and I'm sure that I can add to it and just make a few more bits and pieces too. I hope you've enjoyed the videos, and that you'll go to the coffee shop and go and see about downloading. Oh, I forgot to tell you as well, I added a piece of lace onto this little booklet that will just slide off to act as a little bit of a closure on there. So that little piece of lace, just, if it'll go, come on, there we go, just flips over the top there. Okay, thanks for joining me all, and I'll see you all again really, really soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now. Bye.